Hi Pisces, it is the full moon in Gemini, December 7th, 2022, Tarot Insights. I am doing it a little bit differently because number one, I was kind of bored with what I was doing, and number two, I felt like something was missing. I tend to read differently than just superficial. So I'm going to delve in a little bit deeper. I'm going to choose a theme for you. Well, I'm going to pick a theme through the cards. Spirit will decide that. And this will kind of be your theme for the next 2 to 4 weeks. And it's a major arcana, so it is the information and the energy that is working within you on an internal level, with your higher self, with your spirit. And it can explain why some of the things happen on an external level and what you are incorporating internally to understand and to grow from and to expand your mind. And you have the Temperance card. This is associated with Sagittarius, which makes sense since we're coming off of the Sagittarius new moon. And what have you learned? What have you learned from this last 2 weeks from the Sagittarius moon is hopefully some patience. Hopefully you came to understand that there are some things within you that need to be polished. This is the alchemy card, so we are turning lead into gold, and on an internal level there is some lead inside, and we're polishing it up, we're changing it to gold, and this takes time, and there is a feeling of purification here because gold is a very pure element. So fire is purifying. Sagittarius is fire. And we're doing some internal purifying. Let's see what the full moon is closing up for you. 5 of Pentacles. You could have had some financial difficulties or instabilities or some physical instabilities. This is the lack card, or the idea of lack that we are changing, because the Temperance card is purifying that energy. It can be that we are purifying our body from negative things, or improper diet, or not moving enough, because it's also a physical, the 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles are physical and financial. So any instability you may have had physically, it's changing now. I'll put it that way. Ooh, you have the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh, huzzah. Okay, this is a couple things. So on a financial level, we could be moving towards some money. Very much needed, very much appreciated. And it's not a little money, it's a lot of money. It's the 10. It's also what we leave behind. It's our legacy. What do we want to leave? And that's, wealth. What have I accumulated in my life that I want to give? And I would prefer that it was the gold. I would prefer that it was the purified part of myself that I give to the universe. It's got its own problems. They don't need mine. So if you don't know, I'm a Pisces. So the 10 of Pentacles is saying legacy. There's also conversation, community. Community is big here as well. And so it could be that there was some instability within community. And that can be big. It can be your country. It can be your world. It could be your smaller community. It could be family community, or people that you deem, even if they're outside, part of your family. There's communication necessary with this card. So in this case, I'm going to say watch your words. Use purifying words. Speak to yourself in high regard. If it's this lack of mentality that we are speaking to ourselves to, that needs to be purified. That's as simple as I can put it with this card. How are we accepting this or dealing with this? How are we responding? Ooh, Three of Swords. There may have been some tears shed. There still might be. If this is physical pain, we are healing. This is a healing energy. It's healing from a broken heart. The heart's already been hurt, so now it's time to heal. These can be some very deep emotional things. For me, the feeling is we think that we are separate. This is the separation card. And that needs to be changed. We are not separate. That is not reality. And even if we are far away from somebody, there is always the energy of connection. Four of Pentacles. This is finding some stability, some physical stability, some financial stability. It's not the 10, it's the 4. So it's kind of like we've been holding on to what we have, and making minimal purchases, but it was so that we could build a foundation with the Four of Pentacles. But it hasn't been easy, I don't think. I think we've had to do without with the Three of Swords. Maybe we've been separated from some of the things that we'd love to do, places that we would love to go, people that we would love to see because of financial considerations. But again, that is changing with the Temperance card. It's just a matter of time, and you need to be patient. Also with the Three of Swords, patience comes in, and with the Four of Pentacles, because the Three of Swords, it takes time to heal from physical and mental situations. And for the Four of Pentacles, it takes time to build a foundation. So patience was definitely very much needed. Hopefully you learned that. What is the result? The Hierophant. Another 5. 5 for me is instability. The Hierophant is probably my least favorite card in the deck, next to the Five of Swords. But it is tradition, it's organizations, it is big organizations. So this can be the government, it can be religion, it can be schools, it can be any organization at all. And it is the asking permission card. Maybe that's why I don't like it so much. But it is asking permission. And it's also the energy of not receiving all the information. And I find it very interesting because when I have 2 5s on either side of a center card, it always tells me that this is the card that I should be concentrating on. They're like bookends, and they're just holding this one up. And so there are things in the heart, some sadness. I think sometimes we do not speak very well of ourselves to ourselves. I think we can be our most difficult critic sometimes, and I think that needs to change. Let's see what the Hierophant is bringing up for us. Maybe some people found religion. Maybe some people found a different spiritual something through this experience. The Emperor, which goes pretty good with the Hierophant card. It precedes it, and this is a good card because this deck has 2 emperors. It has one that rules with an iron fist and pulls strings, and then we have the Emperor that creates rules and laws for the good of everyone. Now, I'm going to give myself as an example with the card readings. I was doing them very traditionally. I didn't find it that enjoyable. But when I switch things around to the thing that is my foundation, which is, self-empowerment, spiritual development, that's my gig. That's what I love. And I think that's what tarot can do. Tarot can also predict, if you're going to get the job or whatever, but that's not what I really wanted. I want to move things on a deeper level. I want to help empower people. And so I took the foundation that I wanted and I switched it around. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't know if people are going to enjoy it or not. That's not the point. The point is that it was something that felt uncomfortable to me, and I changed it. And I changed it to what I feel is something more pure. I think it's gold. I think it's gold to work on an internal level and to expand your thinking and raise your vibration. I think it's gold. I think that's the only thing worth pursuing personally. So it's kind of like that energy. You're taking an active stand in, again, 2 4s, in changing your foundation up. Strengthening. I'm going to say strengthening your foundation. What does Spirit want you to know? You have the Queen of Wands. I love this card. I really do. This card in particular I think is really pretty, but the personality behind the Queen of Wands is a Leo card. It's for me Leo, but it's a magnetic person with a fiery personality. So she has both of those forces: the male, outgoing, fiery, egoic, I'm going to go out and do it energy, and that attractive female, I can attract what I need to me energy. It's such a nice combination. And when a Leo is in balance, I mean, they shine like the sun. And people want to be around that, and they want to warm their hands around it. Now, this can be somebody you're dealing with, but this can also be you. It can also be you having those two sides of the story. Now, let's look at then the Queen of Wands and Temperance, right? It's the two forces that mix, that combine, that create gold. And if anyone is gold, it's the Leo, because it's the sun, it's solar energy. It shines, and it shines for everybody, not just one person, not just me, not just, it's there for everybody. We have the sun here, and we have the purifying thinking with the Temperance card here. So really think about what it is that you felt separated from. Both of these cards, I really feel like we've been feeling left out. Yep. And that made us sad, and maybe even broke our spirit for a little while. But that is changing. And it didn't break your spirit completely, because here we are, right? Here we are, we're trying again. You get up, you dust yourself off, and you do it again. That's life, period. Otherwise, there's no reason to be here. The Temperance card, you are turning lead into gold. And you did it because you had these things that you needed to talk about, these situations that came up that made you feel uncomfortable, that pushed you to find some comfort. You needed to heal during this period. You're in the midst of healing now, and I'm also going to say this because this just came up in my thought bomb. I think you're going to see some changes where leaderships are concerned in the world. The Hierophant is my no card. And I think we are going to be saying no to some of the things that these people who think they own us. I think we're going to see some changes. And they're going to be better changes with the Temperance card. All right. We will be back in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. I'm doing the dailies. And I am starting something with journaling with the tarot. So be on the lookout for that. I will probably be making announcements shortly. All right. Have a great 2 weeks. See you. And thank you very much for paying attention. I hope you have loads of gold in your world. Take care.